Welcome everybody after a hiatus of ice storms, power outages, and just generally trying to get back in the swing. So with that being said, let's take a look at probably one of the most vainest Autobots ever. However, you know, if you looked as sick as he does, you probably have a challenge remaining humble yourself. Now, one thing I want to go ahead and mention right off the bat is just look at the overall styling for the car that he is based off of. You know, Combiner Wars and stuff didn't really do him all that good a credit, and it was never really true to who he was. And finally, we've got it. Even down to, like, you know, the air intake right here. That's awesome. Now, one thing I am digging is the split window, true to the car that he is based off of. But if you look, he's got the cyber stylized windows. This is like something you would see on the Siege figures. I like the fact that they gave him a blue windshield. So you know what? Okay, it's different and it's just something he shares with his brother. So what? Now, before we move on to comparisons, one thing I did notice is, love the headlights up here, that's great to see, but the robot mode cheats because it has them here. And this is the top of his robot mode feet, which are supposed to be this part of the car. So it's a little bit of a cheat, but you know, I mean, heck, Optimus is the king with his like robo chest, so this is really nothing. Let's go ahead and move on to comparisons. So here is how he looks with some of his fellow Autobots from the Season 1 cast, despite one of them being in a Decepticon paint job. As you can see, the aesthetic is not so wildly different between Siege and Earthrise, where it would look weird. It works really well. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at him and his brother doing some jet judo. Sideswipes over there, jacking up something on Starscream's back, and he is doing like he did in the original cartoon on top of Thundercracker.
Okay, big boys, let's see how tough you are!
So anyway, to recreate this scene, you would actually kind of need the Masterpiece versions because the Earthrise versions are obviously too small, even though they are actually in scale with these guys, but you know, the cartoon was infamous for being not to scale. And the other thing is, I like how his jetpack kind of peeks over his back there. Like if you wanted it to be like that, or even like this, it works like a jetpack, and it's integrated better than the slap-on one that his brother had. And so here, when you take that jetpack off, you can actually see that it looks pretty awesome as just kind of like a big wide beam double barrel thing that he's got going on there. We can kind of see that he's rocking that normal traditional Sunstreaker head with like the weird little head wings. And you can kind of see the blue on his eyes a little bit there. So here we can see, guys, he is again with a mix of Earthrise and Siege figures. And I mean, he looks right at home. And you know, it's nice that all these, they didn't make these guys so far left field that everyone that came out after them couldn't fit in aesthetically. So that's nice that you can mix and match whichever version of these characters you like best. But otherwise, he is just excellent in posing. I think he's even better than his brother. And you know, honestly, just because he feels more posable, he feels more organic in how his robot and alternate mode flow together. This is just the next step as far as when Hasbro designed it and everything. And beyond that, guys, really there's nothing else to say. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at Generations, Transformers, Earthrise, Sunstreaker. And until next time, guys, we'll see you in another review.
I'll blast a few big D's for you, and you'll see what a difference a pro makes.